is a show called Therapy Session. Despite my turtleneck, I need to make a disclaimer, I'm not a real therapist. However, tonight, indulge me and pretend that I am. Tonight I want someone who's willing to talk about themselves honestly, openly, and we're just going to have a session as if it's a normal therapy session. There will be a few fun things we try. If you want to talk about something serious and dramatic, totally fine. If you want to just talk about something that's a little more subtle, that's cool too. But I do encourage you to be honest and to be, just like, pretty, oh, there's a lot of folks out here today. So I'm going to go ahead and say, so many people here. Oh, goodness. Oh my gosh. You know what, I'm gonna pick you right in the front, because you were the most hesitant, and that's usually the right, someone who's too eager to have a therapy session. So thank you so much for coming in, and could you tell me your name, please?
Kayla.
Kayla? So Kayla, how long have you been in New York City?
8 years.
8 years? And where were you before coming here?
Somewhere else.
It's okay, and if you don't want to tell me, that's totally fine. But
I'm
Is
from
it-
Seattle.
from Seattle? Cool. What was that like going from Seattle to New York City?
It was a 6-hour plane ride.
Yeah, it's pretty long, I suppose.
Long
So what brought you to New York City?
school.
School? And where do you go to school? Or where did you
I
go to school?
went to school at NYU
NYU? And what for?
for film.
Film? In what position were you as in?
Producer.
Producer?
Yeah.
Cool. And what was that like when you first came here to be a producer?
I wanted to be a writer.
Okay. So when you first came here, you wanted to be a writer, and then you ended up being a producer?
Yeah.
Cool. So when did you first think that you wanted to be a writer?
In high school.
In high school?
In like English class, sophomore year, we had a assignment to do like a variation of Macbeth.
Okay.
And for some reason, I was the only one interested in like making the video.
Yeah. Cool. So what made you so interested in it? Were you interested in Shakespeare beforehand?
No, I just like wanted to
So was it you had like a position of power for the first time, or have you done it before? Cool. Absolutely. So what was have you ever had feelings like that before that moment?
No.
Not really? So that's pretty interesting. So you felt enabled. Could you elaborate a bit more about what that felt like and why you felt that way?
Probably because I was very quiet as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was an opportunity to share my voice.
Yeah, that's really incredible. Cool. Thank you for sharing that. And then, so from that moment, you had this seed planted in your head that you wanted to be a writer. And have you been writing still today? When's the last time that you felt like you were actively writing?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Do you remember the last thing you wrote?
My thesis project.
Your thesis project.
Cool.
What was that about?
That was about mangoes.
Mangoes? Just about the fruit mangoes?
In a metaphorical way, yes.
Cool. And so what was the metaphor you were trying to?
It was about immigration.
Okay. Super interesting. Yeah, that's really super. I want to ask you more about that. I want to ask you more about that, but before I do, I would like to show you, are you familiar with the term ink blots?
Yes.
So I would like to show you an ink blot, and then I'd like to ask you to do a free association based on the first thing that comes to your head when you see it. And then when I show you that, if you wouldn't mind wearing this, it's a subconscious hat. So when you wear this, we can explore some of your subconscious memories. So if you wouldn't mind putting on this hat.
Very good.
This is the subconscious hat. It's a very high-tech one. And so I would like to show you this ink blot. And now, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you look at this?
Abortion.
Abortion. It's totally valid. I will say, just because it's a tricky one to do scenes about, I want to ask if you guys are okay. All right, we'll go for it. So we're going to do a scene based on what we talked about and abortion.
God.
Here, come in, take a seat. Yes. Wow. Feels like it was only last week when you came to my office here and we had to sit down and have a talk.
Yeah, last week,
Carrie, listen, as your faculty advisor, I have to remind you, today's the deadline. You have to pick a major, okay?
I know, I'm having a lot of trouble at home, and, my girlfriend and I are going through little problems, and I just haven't been able to focus,
Relationship problems. Happens to us all, Jerry. Nothing to be worried about.
Yeah.
I've been going over your file, and I put together a couple of options. Right. There's this one.
Okay, let's see, AMDA, what's AMDA?
One got in there by mistake.
I'm sorry, the reason why I came to you is trying to borrow some money. My girlfriend has to get an abortion. Man. And I can't tell my parents. My parents, they hate me. They make me sleep in the garage. And me and Susie love each other, man. So we're sleeping in the treehouse right now. It's fight. And anyway.
Excuse me, I had an AMDA application. Always lighting fun in this office. All right, I'm not going to talk about that guy.
Mr. Brown.
I'm sorry about that. Sorry if that killed the mood and all.
It did kind of. It's AMDA place. I've been seeing posters for it too. It seems like a waste of time.
Hey, I'm sorry, I just sort of overheard what you said, and I thought that AMDA was a really great college. I'm actually a therapist now, and it's because I need a lot of interpersonal communication skills. And I just wanted to say that you should give it a shot. It helps people going through really tough things. So express yourself more. It'll help you.
What do you do there?
You just sing about.
Sing?
You sing.
I can sing. I can sing like Green Day and like.
Slam!
All right, so when you were watching that, did you have any thoughts or feelings or things that reminded you of anything in your own life? Little things, bigger things, whatever you're willing to talk about. And if there's nothing, that's fine.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's totally fine. Then I'd want to just go back to talking about what we were talking about before looking at those influences. So you remember we were talking about the metaphor between immigration and mangoes. If you wouldn't mind, could you give me like a kind of snippet as far as
Okay.
that metaphor?
The movie is about a father and a daughter, and they are Indian American, and about his moving here and his understanding of culture and how that is different than hers as a first generation, like being born here. So,
Yeah.
they share a love for mangoes. So that's what it's called for mangoes. And it's basically her trying to leave from under his reach and just like be her own person, but not
Yeah.
abandoning him.
To sort of create her own identity.
Yeah.
Cool. That's really significant, very powerful. Thanks for sharing that. And do you find that this came from a personal type of story for you?
Yes, it's also basically my roommate's story, but she won't tell you that that's the case.
Okay. Then you don't have to give me your roommate's name, but could you tell me a bit about your roommate's personal story? Is it very similar, or?
Yeah, she's a single parent and she worries a lot about her mom and what's gonna be of her. She just doesn't have her to take care of her.
Yeah, and so do you live with her now, your roommate still? And how long have you been roommates?
5 years.
Wow, that's a pretty significant
Yeah.
time. So tell me a little bit about you and your roommate's relationship.
We are friends.
Yeah,
That's the first step in having a good roommateship.
absolutely. Where did you meet?
In school.
Ah,
We studied studying abroad in China together, and we both grew up on the Great Wall together. It was great. It was
Wow.
like a bonding
So
experience.
that's really interesting. I would love to hear more about that story. So what brought you to the Great Wall of China?
Well, the study abroad was in Beijing, and they brought us there because they thought we should probably see it while we were there.
And what caused you to throw up? Food. Okay. So what kind of food?
I'm not sure. There was a myriad of a smorgasbord
Okay. So there was a smorgasbord. Where was this smorgasbord?
in the mountains.
Yeah. Okay. So you like went up a mountain.
So it took us up a mountain in a bus, and
Yeah.
we didn't know where we were going. It was some like paper cutting festival / celebration of these foreign students coming to, like, I actually don't understand why they brought us. I think it was a hoax.
So there was confusing heights. At the top was a smorgasbord of food
Yes, and that we then
that you ate.
And then we stayed in this luxury hotel, which actually was just like a bed of bugs. It was very interesting. It was scarred, and thus that is
What a-
why
what a bond
we lived
you and your
together,
roommate must have.
where we have gone through a
You've
lot.
been through a lot.
Yes.
So I wanna continue talking to you about more of like this travel abroad and you and your roommate. But first, I'd like to show you one more ink blot and explore another subconscious memory. So when you look at this ink blot right here, what's the first thing that comes into your mind?
Is this a European girl?
Girl. All right, so based on what we were talking about and the word European girl, let's take a look at some memories in your subconscious.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the annual mango eating contest. Takes place here at the Great Wall of China. We have many contestants this year. It's been a very interesting year. The follow-ups have been very intense, and well, we just can't wait. Last year was quite a catastrophe. Just puke everywhere. Anyway, so we're gonna start with the interviews. Here's your bag of mangoes, folks, and just really quick, Gavin Joseph, you've been in the rounds here about 10 years now. You've been eating mangoes, and you'd like to say something to your audience and the millions who are watching across the world.
Yeah, I've been mango eating champ for 10 years in a row. Haven't thrown up once.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Gavin Joseph, actually, hey, can I just talk? I just want to say, hey mom, thanks for sharing the love of mangoes with me.
Okay. All right, so sir, hey, I'm sorry, I don't remember what's your name.
My name is Melvin.
Oh,
I was just walking by, and they said they needed somebody to fill in, so I said, why not give it a shot?
For a real long time, pal.
Oh, looks like there's some competition, ladies and gentlemen. There is some competition.
I don't think
in the
so.
field.
There's really not any competition. Look, I ate smorgasbords with hundreds of ridiculous things.
Oh, we're getting
And
called.
mango. I mean, I'll eat anything. I don't care.
I'm on a group vacation.
Okay. we have one more contestant coming in. She's coming in late. Hello, I am from Europe. Bonjour. I'm your first mango eating contest.
Damn it! No, not her!
Francine Francoise, you are very popular all over the world. You won the contest 10 years in a row. How do you feel? I feel very lucky this year. I have been doing burpees every single day. Anyway, but it is very, very exciting and super cool. Alright, very good, very good. Alright, shall we begin this mango eating contest, ladies and gentlemen? Now, on the count of 3, you will start eating. Alright, set the clocks, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. 1, 2, 12.
Wait, is that a trick? Did you just say, hey, no! No, it's 10 years! This is everything that I am! European girls have stolen everything!
Irene! Bonjour, bonjour!
taking some notes. And I lost my place. I'm so sorry.
Happens to the best of us.
But while I'm looking for my place, sorry that I'm like dodging eye contact right now, but well, so could I ask you if anything from this brought up any memories from your own life, or any situations or thoughts?
My brother and I once had a chili pepper eating contest.
Okay, now that is pretty intense.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. It was intense, was it for you?
Oh, yes. My uncle was babysitting us. We were like 7 and 10, and we really got into it in this restaurant, and he didn't know what to do.
So what restaurant were you in?
It was a little Mexican, I forget what it's called. It was in my town,
Okay.
Portman.
So it was a Mexican restaurant. You ate a bunch of chilies. Who won this contest?
I obviously won.
You won. Nice. So do you feel
Obviously.
like obviously?
I hear a voice.
Yeah. It's not unusual. Dude, you know what it is? I think maybe you should take off the hat. I think the hat, it can sometimes have effect. We can put it back on once we get to the next session of memories, but it can be dangerous to use when not. Sometimes it'll speak to you. Yeah, exactly. It can be pretty intense. But anyway, continuing forward, was this a significant contest that you were or do you find that you and your brother are competitive?
Yes.
In what ways?
Actually, no.
Okay.
I had to think about that. No.
Okay. Explain what you mean by that.
I think that he kind of just lets
So you think do you think that he let you
kind of
win?
let me win,
Really?
but I do not want to do that.
What would give you the idea that maybe he let you win?
He I
Has he ever like exhibited behavior that seems that way before, where it's like he'll just allow you to do
yeah, he
things?
gives up really easily.
Maybe he's avoiding conflict. He's saying
Perhaps.
sometimes it's the easier route to let someone win. However, I mean, it seems like you have a lot of confidence in your ability to eat chili peppers. So who's to say? I mean, it's something that we can speculate about. But that's about as far as we can go with that. Yeah, so right now, do you say you're producing films?
Yes.
That was a sort of hesitant yes. You have other jobs as well, or other things?
Well, you got me there. Yes.
There we go. So tell me a bit more about what it's like,
Me?
your work right now.
Sir?
Yeah.
Well, after you've gone to one of the most expensive film schools, you're kind of indebted to it for the rest, as in like monetarily.
Yeah. It's not like I'm indebted to you, thank you. It's more of like I'm indebted to you. Why? It's so expensive.
Right, and
Yeah.
so I'm working as an assistant editor, as a craft alongside working on a feature film and also working at film festival.
Yeah.
So it was, it's a few things at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm trying
Do you
to
feel? Yeah, of course. Do you feel like there are certain things that may be causing you stress during these juggling these three?
besides the work itself.
Yeah. Or anything that's giving you anxiety particularly that's bubbling up?
Ants in my house.
Ants. Okay. Tell me a bit about that.
There are ants in my house sometimes.
All right.
In the summertime. I don't know where they come from. I've never been to leave food out, and then they come.
Yeah. So is this the roommate that you?
No, not
Is it
that
not her?
one. No.
Not that one. The other one. I won't ask you to elaborate unless you're willing to, because your roommate might be here.
Oh, no, she's not.
Okay, so then we can totally talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
it. Safe
there
space.
are 5 of us because, how else would you pay for an apartment here, right?
Yeah, no, I
So there's
understand.
5 of us and that's a lot of people and a lot of things happening and sometimes we get some stuff and then the ants come and it's like, why are the ants here?
Well, I think in a way you're answering your own question, but that's my answer there.
Yeah.
So do you feel like that's something that really is frustrating you?
Yes.
Yeah. So where do you live exactly?
Queens.
In Queens. Is it like a proper house?
It is.
Yeah, because I figured in apartments, it's not so much ants.
Yeah, I guess that's real.
In a proper house, you do see a lot of ants.
Not those other things.
Yeah, those cockroaches
Oh,
and
shh,
other.
say the same word.
In Australia, it's fine to say, but not here. So, with sorry, weird joke, but anyway. So, with these ants coming in, what are the sort of things that are causing anxiety because of these ants? Are they eating your food? How many ants are there?
There are lots of ants. They're in my honey. They
Oh.
are in my bed.
In your bed?
Excuse me.
Oh,
I'm just trying to sleep here.
Wow.
And our landlord won't give me
I'm so sorry. That's really difficult. So it seems like that's a big stressor for you right now. I'd actually like to show you one last pink plot, and then I'd like to have a quick talk about sort of what I'll do a little recap, and then we're gonna give you a sort of diagnosis, and then we'll go from there. So when you see this, what's the first thing? Yeah, get a good look. What would you call this statue in Italy? Like, just your own name for it.
This looks like passion.
Passion. Based on what we were just talking about, and passion. We like to explore subconscious memory. Go.
Okay, Jimmy, Mom and Dad are on vacation. Their European vacation to rekindle their passion. They put me in charge.
You in charge?
Yeah, and I just got one thing to say to you. I don't care what you do, man. Do whatever you want.
Seriously?
Do whatever you want, man.
Really? Can I poop in the refrigerator?
Go
Sweet.
ahead.
Can
I'm
I-
cool, brother. You can do whatever you want.
Jimmy, sweet, usually you really mean, but is there something going on that I don't know about that you're talking about?
Hey, listen, you punk. I've got a date coming over here in 5 minutes.
Oh, kissy wissy. Sorry.
You can do whatever you want as long as it doesn't bother me. No interrupting. Now, get in there and make something to eat. Make your own dinner. Have whatever you want. I don't care. Won't be in the other room.
I wish I had to listen to them all the time. I'm just listening to these inner monologues every single day, you know? I think, you know what guys I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put ants in his food so his girlfriend eats the ants!
I love him so much, but it's like I can't really share how much I care for him. Because we don't show emotion in my family. I hope he understands that I love him and care about him. Oh no! Hey, Jimmy! What's up, you little punk?
Hey Carl, did I ever tell you
Oh,
that?
did you make a sandwich?
Yeah.
That looks good!
Oh, did I ever tell you I love you, Jimmy? I love you, and we never say it because we live in a... I really didn't know what I was saying, but he was eating the sandwich, so I didn't want him to think that I actually...
This is it! This is the moment I've been waiting for! We're going to connect as a family!
You know, I don't really like him. I think I'm gonna run away. He's such a poop head.
I've been such a fool.
Yeah, man. I just really. And we never hang out. This is a good time
What
to
did you
hang.
say to me?
Said, yeah, man. This isn't really.
No, before that, what'd you say?
I said, I love you, man.
I love you too, Jimmy.
Dude. I'm so sorry for that. I was gonna say how much you do.
What? No!
Any final thoughts or reflections on what we just saw?
It's relatable. I mean, because that was my memory. So.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's a subconscious memory, so sometimes it's not exact, but it's usually pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Obviously.
You should probably take it off. It'll just fit by you. But anyway, Kayla, so you've been in New York City for 8 years.
Yes.
And you came here to NYU to work in film. You've been writing. Then it's been 4 years since you last wrote something. It was the Mango thesis about immigration and how there's a connection and also finding your own identity. And right now you're in a lot of debt that you're still working through, and that's giving you a bit of anxiety. There's a couple ants in your apartment, which is also giving you some anxiety. So I think what I've come to realize is that you have a unique form of writer's block called debt ant. Writer's block, which is based on being in debt and having ants around. And it's something that it's subtle and it's insidious, and it'll start blocking your creative writing things, but it's something you can push through. And also, I want to let you know, you're not the only one suffering with it. I actually put together a video today of other people suffering from dead ant writer's block, and I would like to show it to you now.
I love that.
What's up? I suffer from dead ant writer's block.
Hi. I also suffer from writer's block.
Have you ever, for those who are suffering from dead ant writer's block, has this ever happened to you?
Okay, today's the day. Just one word at a time. Reading the newspaper, and this happens to you.
That man can't sit still. That man's got ants in his pants.
If any of this happens to you, then you might be suffering from dead ant, writer's block.
Hi, I'm Mark McDonough. I'm a famous playwright and famous screenwriter. I'm Irish as well. Yeah, that's right. These are two young Irish orphans who are here with me. I just want to say, I mean, I've got this terrible complex where it's really hard to focus because there's so many goddamn ants everywhere. I mean, these orphans have it worse than me, I tell you. But, I mean, I write through it, and I want to let you know that even though your life is filled with debt and ants, and dead ants, and debt ants, and anti-debt, and lots of debt, you can. You can.
Monday the 24th, we'll be here again at 9:30 doing this same format. So if you like the show, tell your friends. If you didn't, keep your damn mouth shut.
Yeah.